Hello, everybody. Hey, so as most of you may know, I am a behavioral scientist and social psychologist and trained in neuroscience. So this video is going to be a little bit different, but it's still related to Neville. It's still related to manifesting. It's also related to understanding human behavior, okay? Because we are gods, but we're gods in flesh suits, okay? And that's important because these tips that I'm going to give you now are going to be focusing more on how to create a practice, a daily routine to get you not only in the state of the wish fulfilled, but actually to provide time for you to set aside space. Because really, we have to see manifestation as a part of self-care. Because if you can create the life that you want, and that's going to make you the best version of you, that's going to influence other people. That's going to have a positive after effect on those around you and those that you meet. I mean, think about this. If you just sit in never ever achieving anything and you take that on, as in you own it and you possess it as part of your personality, you're going to feel like a failure. That's going to have maybe even lead to depression. That's going to lead to just a cocktail of neurochemicals where you get rewarded for being depressed. Then you're going to make decisions through that lens. Okay, that's part of what Neville means when he says, and when he describes a state. Okay, you have a particular lens upon which you see the world. Okay, there's more to it, and go check out my other video on it. But what I want to do today is I actually want to use a lot of behavioral science to help you maximize your day and to be able to use it to actually create a routine that works for you. So these are just ideas. Take them, run with them, make them your own. None of these work, move to a different video. But what I want you to do, and what I want you to know is, before I start, these are all backed by scientific research, okay? So there is what's referred to, step one, is called behavioral stacking, okay? Let's say you love manifestation, but you don't like where you are, or you don't like your environment, okay? So then basically you feel like you're getting kicked out of state all of the time, okay? Well, behavioral stacking is a tip from the field of behavioral science. That's me, right? And so what you want to do is you want to say, okay, how can I alter my environment? Okay, let's say that you can go outside. Okay, well, then that's step one. Do it outside. If you can't do it outside because there's too many distractions, can you go to the library, right? Because again, it doesn't matter where you're doing it, but you want to find a place where you feel the most safe, okay, the most supported by the environment. And if that's not at home, find somewhere else to do it. Is it in your car? Is it your parents' car? Would they let you do that? Whatever it is it at your friend's house, right? You use the environment to get you into the state, okay? Can you manifest somewhere else? Can you manifest in high tension? Yes, but you don't want to, okay? So that's one. Behavioral stacking essentially says this, okay? You can take one behavior that you like and then match it with one that you're not too keen on. So for example, if you did not like running, okay, and you loved listening to music, okay, well then combine the two together. Grab some earphones, go on a running routine, right? But also, because we're environmental beings in these flesh suits, we have to also work to them. Meaning, for example, since we're environmental beings, you need to create a routine around manifestation, okay? So, and those methods and the methods that you use can change. That doesn't matter. All the things that we're giving you, all these others, fellow coaches, everything, you can change those, mess with those, have fun with them, right? Experiment. That's Neville's word. Experiment, test it, okay? But back to tip two, okay? So let's go back to the running routine, and then I'm gonna make sense of it for manifestation. But let's say you want to start a running routine, right? Well, for you, and this is what I do, I'll put my shoes out the night before. And if I need to, I'll put my running clothes out the night before, because the first thing that I see in my eye line when I wake up in the morning is, running shoes, okay, jogging shorts, whatever it is, right? So again, same thing with manifestation. You want to create something somewhere, even if it's the smallest, like 4x5 space that you say, this is my sacred spot every morning. Okay. And it can include a Bible. It can include journaling. It can include your vision board. It can include, a list of printed affirmations, handwritten affirmations, whatever it is, right? Put your earphones there, just sit there, and just set apart some time. Okay. And you want to do this daily. In fact, what I encourage my clients to do is not just morning, but also at night. You want to set up a routine where you are couching every single day as much as you can and as much as your schedule allows with not only the feelings of the wish fulfilled, but getting acquainted more and more with yourself as the most powerful creator, right? And so the way you do that is by treating the imagination like a person. And Neville says that as well. Treat the imagination like a person. And so what you do is you spend time with it, right? Because otherwise you're just neglecting the relationship and you're trying to use imagination to get things. And those are when, by the way, there's a tendency for people to manifest stuff and then they lose it. And then they go spiraling into like this huge ball of anxiety. Okay. So you want to cultivate a trusting, deeply romantic relationship with the inner self. And that's where you want to start. You always want to start with, how am I defining the inner self? Is it some powerful guy out there? Is it somewhere in here? Okay. So what I want you to do is to build this into a daily routine. See every single thing that you build into a routine as an act of self-love. You are loving yourself by doing this, because then you're loving others as well. Because the more you love yourself, the easier it will be to give away that love to others as well, right? And okay, so from there, you also want to create routines that allow you to get into the state faster. Okay. So again, if you like to lay down and do the scenes, okay, where would you lay down? What would that space look like? Right? Or would you like to sit down? Okay, but where would you want to do that? And again, by the way, you could do this anywhere. This doesn't have to be in the morning and just at night. Okay, that's when the techniques are most potent, yes, but that doesn't mean that you can't impress the subconscious during the day. Of course you can. I mean, probably everybody has loads of those stories, and share those below, right? Where you're actually doing this on the regular. So again, using even just these two techniques will help you generate enough energy behind, okay, I'm not just somebody who's manifesting just for stuff. Like, this is a lifelong thing. I want to actually make a practice of who I am. Because yes, you are a manifester. You don't have to do that. Meaning you don't have to do things to make yourself a manifester. You already are. Okay. And that's very key to understand, but you can get better at it, and better and better and better, and test it to the point where you're like, okay, I just did that within 10 seconds. Right. And I've heard some amazing stories about that. And maybe you've been one who's been able to do that. I've been able to manifest that quickly. So share that below. So again, these are two major techniques that you want to adopt, and you always want to look at your environment. Okay. This is third technique. What in your environment is kicking you out of state? Okay. So if you're trying to manifest somebody in your life, or even back into your life, are there reminders that you're not with that person? Can you hide them? Can you put them away? Do you want to throw them away? Whatever it is that you choose to do, or just reframe them, okay? Meaning give them a nickname, give them something funny, or like, oh yeah, no, that's totally proves that they're here right now, right? Or whatever it is for you. Look at your environment and make sure that you are your very own mental police officer. Like, is that going to kick me out of state? Right? And by the way, that doesn't mean that you live your life always avoiding things. That's actually not a great way of actually going about using the law. And we're going to talk about that in another video about using exposure therapy from psychology. But what I want you to do is I want you to use this technique to say, okay, I'm going to do this for a short period of time, because you want to actually, and Neville calls this technique selective hearing, except keep in mind, when he says selective hearing, you can actually fill in the blank with selective touching, selective feeling, selective perception, right? Selective tasting. So that's actually the overall technique. And we're going to break that down as well in a future one about selective hearing. But selective perception, that's what you want to do. What do you want to hear? What do you want to feel? What do you want to see when you're looking at that object? Now, if you can change your mentality to say, that's proof, like whatever it is, maybe their favorite stuffed animal, and you're like, and I actually don't want to move it. Well, then change your mentality on it. Like every time you see it, oh, that's so cute. He totally forgot his bear, and he always takes it with him to work, or whatever it is, right? Give it some sort of meaning that is still proof to you that this person is in your life, right? So hopefully these were helpful behavioral sciencey techniques. I'm going to be adding more of these, and ones from psychology and neuroscience. Again, that's going to be the big thing that differentiate this channel from other channels. I'm combining science with manifestation. Okay, and I want you to be the most successful manifester, because if you are, then that encourages me. So again, try these out. If you're looking for help or guidance or encouragement, definitely join the coaching. I offer so many different packages as well as hourly. We're doing a lot of cool stuff like book clubs. We have a closed private Discord group that you get to be a part of. Super cool, super friendly people. So definitely get in touch. Please share this with at least one person today. And much love to you all. Be safe in the world, and hit that subscribe button and bell notification. All right. Be good in the world. Bye.